Demo writes, get paid to not commit crimes? Question mark, LOL. That's right. I mean, really, back in 2014, there were articles I'm looking at that were written about the folks over in Richmond, San Francisco. And they were sending former criminals on all expense-paid trips. Yeah. Back then it was called Operation Peacemaker Fellowship. And the aim was to bring together the Richmond residents and to stop the violence. And so they were taking cats on trips around the world. They went to D.C., they went to Mexico City. Can you see the conservative element in the city of Cincinnati going for something like that? Omar writes, that is the dumbest idea I've ever heard. I'm sure Cincinnati is going to adopt one soon. Yeah, we do adopt and absorb. Well, let's say they do that in Ohio more than just in Cincinnati. More on the state side with them Jamilligans that's running things. The death penalty has not proven to be a deterrent to crime. Our psychological concept of retribution and punishment is like a bloodthirsty sport. Rehabilitation and focus on the social implication that spawn crime should be considered, but never are. Great flourish. That's from Brent. Great flow. He thinks very deeply. Demo writes, LOL, I'm mad. James writes, a certain level of crime is inevitable. You must have bad in this world to teach good. I imagine all the children that play games today where everyone wins or gets a trophy are in for a rude awakening. Yeah, I'm not for those just participation trophies. I want my kids to earn their trophies. And if you get like 5th place, we might lose that. Yeah, because I want my kids to be surrounded by things that reinforce them. I think little Buddha many years ago, she got like a 4th place ribbon, or maybe it was 5th place. And I'm like, I thought it was just 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. That's number 1. What's all this 4th place and 5th place? You didn't win anything, okay? And you weren't even close to winning. Here's your 5th place ribbon. I don't know what. It was something that just didn't meet my personal standard. And, it got lost. Come on, every parent does that. I'm sure you've done the same thing. Don't judge me. I want to reinforce strength to my kids. What's wrong with that? And 5th place, 4th place, you can wrap that up and just put that outside. Don't even bring that in the house. Don't you bring that trash in here, that propaganda. I ain't with it. I don't know what I did with it. I mean, I do know that it's gone. It's not in the home anymore. And I just don't remember exactly what it was. It was some type of summer camp, because for some time in these summer camps, they want to over-baby the kids. And, you didn't participate in dodgeball. You was the first person out, but you get a participation ribbon. All you doing is making kids flabby and sick out here like Larry Holmes. Looking like Larry Holmes, flabby and sick. That's all you're doing. You got to make these kids tough. Now, I'm not saying abuse them like the Facebook boxer dad. I'm not saying that. I think I'm going to stop well short of that one. But what I am saying is that you can't baby your kids. I tell my son is 14 months. I tell my daughter is all over him, kissing him. He's so cute. I'm like, stop babying this boy. See, that's the role of a man. And they want to hold him, and they want to dress him up. My little daughter wants to dress him up so badly. You're not dressing your son up like my son up in no little girl's clothes. That's just me. Now, you can raise your kids the way you want to. It's not happening. These are the conversations I have with my children. It's crazy. Tonika writes, can I get a free vacation? ? I'm needing one. Real talk. I feel you, Tonika. I feel you. Perhaps one day we can, have a little getaway. I would love to do something like that. Jericho writes, with the entire audience. Jericho writes, getting paid not to commit crime? Hell, it may work. The government pays women to have children. So, see, there you go, Jericho. You had to go there, huh? The government pays women after they have children. They're not paying for the kids. I get your point, though, Jericho. Little welfare swipe there. We doing welfare swipes now? We swipe or no swiping? Mike writes, we live in a country where no matter what level of educational attainment you achieve, you will have double the unemployment rate of whites just for being, of non-whites, just for being, I believe he means, just for being born black. The repercussions are witnessed on the news nightly. It goes back to parents. Kids having kids, ignorant people having kids, and they know they want to live that street life. Okay, people, you have a child, you become a parent now. You're no longer an adult. You're no longer an adult. Your adulthood is over with. Okay? Hey, I'm where you are, so I understand completely. But once you have that kid, you can't run them streets. And you got to be careful about the examples that people set for their children. But everybody, listen, I ain't coming to your house to raise your kids. So let me get out of your household business. Let me get out of that. Karamir writes, give us jobs instead of bait and switch to pacify us by paying to keep crime down. You know, I mean, isn't there always a dearth of crime? I'm not a crime, but a dearth of jobs for young people during the summertime in the city of Cincinnati. You know, at the very least, we'll pay you to keep your nose clean. And that's your job. I was a teenager. I don't know. These are concepts that are being put in place around the country, and we'll have to wait and see whether they work or not. That's just where we are in terms of fighting crime now. I mean, people are just exacerbated. They don't know what to do. So now they want to pay the criminals. But it might work. And again, maybe it's not like for murder or something like that. Maybe it's to pay them to attend a series of classes. Okay, like once a week during a set amount of time, we want you to be in this program, and we're going to pay you to be in this program. Okay, I remember being in a program like that. Chairman Mom was real good about staying up on all the government programs. She had me in all the government programs. Okay, going to Camp Joy for free. I don't know. What's the difference to a kid whether mom paid for it or not? There is no difference. There is no difference. Can you stand and stomach just a little bit of politics? I'm not going to talk about Donald Trump. Okay. Speaking of politics, I've got a conference call later on today with the people who are running the communications for the Republican National Convention and also the Democrat National Convention. So if you know me, don't call me at around 10:45 if you've got that number, because I'm going to be on that phone talking with these people. And I guess they want to do some kind of interview. Like I told you, I met the deadline to put in my press credentials to attend the Republican National Convention up in Cleveland. And I'll be honest with you, straightforward, man. I'm no sense in lying. I'm human, and you can't stop me. But I'm not really sure. The magic, okay, the balloon, the air has been let out of the balloon, so to speak, in terms of Republican National Convention. Now, I'm still committed. I'm still interested. I'm just saying I'm not as interested because it doesn't look like it's going to be a serious contested convention. Something tells me that there's going to be a faction. They're going to raise those issues. But now that he doesn't have any challengers, speaking of, well, you know who, Trump rhymes with rump, you know who. I just figure I'm going to say his and Hillary's name a lot this summer. So why overdo it? Why overdo it? So I'm not going there. But Kasich rules out a third-party bid for president. That's your Kasich, the governor of Ohio. He's now ruled out a third-party bid for president. Oh, no. No, please run, Mr. Kasich. Show me who's out there upset in the state of Ohio, and we'll start. We know where the suckers are. Oh, no, honey, did you see this? Did you see this? What, baby? Kasich's not going to run for a third-party bid for president. Oh, sobs. Who's doing that? No one cares, Governor Kasich. Bring your A home like you should have done. Pay back the taxpayers. What is it, 80,000? 30,000? It's somewhere between 30,000 and 80,000. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's a wide margin, Nathan. And you're right. Just to tell you, you are right. Okay, so somewhere between those ranges is the amount of money that he spent for his security detail, gallivanting around the country, wasting people's time with his boring-ass ideas, his corny ideas. Can you tell how I feel? He should have brought himself home. All he had to say was, Obama saved my state. That's all he had to say. Obama saved my state. And now I'm going to ride the success that he created and act like I did something. That's all he did. Stop me when I'm wrong. You cannot. And he spent all that time on the campaign trail fronting on Obama's record in Ohio. Oh, my God. Talking about how he has created these coalitions. And I knew he was going to play the game like that. I knew he was going to play that game. I remember that Alicia Reese and Nina, I want to say Hartley, but that's because of my male brain. Nina, and then Nina Simone comes to mind. But what is her last? Nina Turner? There it is. Nina Turner. And they were the co-chairs for the governor's sponsored blue ribbon panel to discuss and then recommend changes to help foster the police and the community's relationship. Remember that? And I knew what he was playing. So then, shortly thereafter, he goes on and does all these interviews talking about how he's reached across the aisle and it's a brighter day and he's made inroads with the black community. Meanwhile, has anything substantial changed? I mean, if I've missed it, please set me straight. Has anything substantially changed that would bind and or simplify, make it a safer process in terms of how police are interacting with citizens? Because I must admit it, I've heard about some recommendations. Oh, recommendation, this is great. But in terms of what has actually happened, again, if I missed it, let me know. I could have missed it. If I missed it, let me know. So that's how I feel about Kasich and his third-party bid. Good riddance, Buster. What kind of third party? What? Come on, man. It's just not meant for you, Mr. Kasich. In his concession speech, and I didn't get a chance to talk about this, but in your governor of Ohio's concession speech, that would be John Kasich, he started talking about G-O-D and God and how he hopes that God is going to send him a message for what he's supposed to do for the rest of his life now that he's not going to be the president. So you telling me he's got some kind of messianic complex. You telling me he's been running around here talking about God's whispering to him? And I understand the feelings of feeling like your steps are being ordered for you. I can understand that. But come on. You're the governor. God told you to run for governor, and that's what you should have done. I'm telling you folks, perhaps we should have a conversation, put some petitions together, something to say, listen, you can't hold one office in the state and then run for another office. You got to give that up. We need more all or nothing, all in. I don't know. This is just an idea. I could be wrong about it. Like if I was that politician, hey, I'm going to want the latitude. But in terms of what's right for the people, I'm just saying, I'm not really sure we got the service that we should have expected from our great and illustrious governor. And you tell me. John writes, I reward people every day for not breaking the law by leaving them the hell alone. Oh, that's wonderful, John. That's a wonderful spirit there. Yep. Mike writes, we live in a country where no matter what level, I think I read that. Brent writes, I think there will be a contested Democratic convention if Bernie takes Cali and a few more states. You might want to get your press credentials together for it. Well, again, I'm working on press credentials for both events, quite honestly. Okay. I'm ahead of you on that one, Brent. Believe me, that was exactly my intention. But again, as I told you, I've got a conversation scheduled for about 10:45 a.m. approximately, just to keep 10 in an eye abreast of what's going on. Okay, as we move forward with this project. I don't want to just do the Nathan Ivey Show. However, I do have big plans for it. There could be a brighter future for us together. But I think there's a lot of talented individuals out there in the city of Cincinnati who have things to say, and or they can say things in an interesting kind of way that might benefit from the tutelage and guidance-ship of a man such as myself. Like I said, 20 years in the talk radio game on multiple levels. I've done what people in this city wish they could have done. And I know how to help somebody do the same thing. But again, that's just a glimpse into the very near future. For now, I'm committed with you every single day at 7 a.m. And again, just tell one person about the show. Okay, as we move this platform forward. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you.